it does seem that there is so much tension between the benefits of collaboration and creativity that come with being in person and all of the benefits of working from home in terms of that analog future that you talk about in terms of more time with your family and exercise and so forth.
And the flexibility of the work that you have to do, right?
Yeah. You have a section in your book which I thought was very interesting. We actually talked about the unintended benefits of commuting. I was wondering if you could share some of those thoughts. And
keeping in mind, I'm a guy who does not commute at all and has worked from home his entire life. But, even walking over here, like that 20-minute talk I did at the beginning was largely thought through and planned as I walked over here for the course of 35 minutes that it takes for me to walk from my house, or 40 minutes a day, because I took it slow. And, when you're out in the world, whether we're talking about a commute, or whether we're talking of your walk to the bathroom from where your desk is at an office, or going out to lunch with a colleague, or even talking to them in the outside of a meeting, right? There's a lot of information there. There's a lot of time and space, and the human mind operates in that liminal space. And not only that, but we pick up on the information that's in our environment. That there's this great book I read for researchers called The Social Life of Information. It came out in, I think, 2000. And it says that, real information isn't just, ones and zeros or paragraphs of text, right? It's social. It happens in the world that we live in, through the relationships, through conversations, through observations about someone's body language or where their hand is. It's okay, I'm doing that too. I'm just picking you out because you're doing that, right? If you go into a meeting, you see how people react to things, and that information is incredibly valuable. This is why we fly world leaders, all across the globe. This is why Anita Anand's like on a plane every 2 minutes, to go meet with someone in another country when, yeah, you could do a Zoom call, but like if the future of Ukraine's on the line, you want the people to be there, reading the room, feeling the tenor of things. And the other thing is that you pick up on information that isn't even spoken about in a way. There was a academic I interviewed in New York. His name's Andres Hofbrauer, and he studies architects and how they work. And he said, one of the big things he noticed with the architects, this was sort of in the middle of COVID, is they were sneaking back into their offices to work on their designs. And he's like, why is it? And they said they were having so much trouble coming up with new ideas because they couldn't see the information around them. And he talked about this notion of embodied cognition, the understanding you get in a physical space. When you're walking around an office, like an architect's studio, you're not just seeing desks and chairs, you're seeing bits of paper that people have tacked up, and maybe half a model that they built, and a photo rendering of an older design that's on someone's desk, whatever. And every day you're walking around that office on your way to the copier, on the way to get water, on the way to go, take a whiz, on the way down to the elevator or whatever. That plus the conversations builds a body of knowledge, a collective body of knowledge about something. Now online, that knowledge has to be written up, put into some sort of text file or image file or sound file or a video file and sent out. And it's one more thing. Look at this PowerPoint. Look at this PDF. Look at this thing that I'm sending here, right? Who ignores most of that stuff? I do. Okay, I'm not an architect. Don't live in any of my buildings. If I was, if it was important, I do. But it's like this deluge of information that comes passively. You have to think about specifically what it is. Mm-hmm. Whereas in the real world, it happens in that way. This is all stuff that's really hard to sort of note down and put a price on, right? Whereas the cost of 10,000 square feet at Bay and Dundas is an easier thing to do. But it's valuable. And the more people are away from those shared workspaces, the more they see the value of that and the lack of it.